Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Birth Babe. Today's episode is one that I've been so excited for because we are talking about something that doesn't get enough attention. It's such a taboo subject, and that is about intimacy after having a baby. Because, quite frankly, I think there's a massive what's the word? There's a massive cloud that you shouldn't do it and that it should be seen as something that is a bit, I don't know. I know me personally, I found it a bit icky. The thought of having sex after having a baby was a bit like, oh no, that tunnel shouldn't be entered. So yeah, this is going to be such an exciting conversation. And to help me with this, I have got the incredible Juliette here with us today. Now, Juliette teaches women and men that touch can truly land. She's a mum of 4, 2 boys and twin girls. Her work's been featured in Forbes, The Times, The Telegraph, ITV, and yeah, I'm just honestly, her energy is incredible. You are going to love her. So welcome to the podcast, Juliette. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, love. Well, I'm super happy to be here. And it's so important, right? I had 4 kids in under 3 years' time. So, I mean, anyone's like, yo, I hear you. It's like, how the hell do you even bring back touch?
I
And for
know.
me, the thing that I keep telling people, it's like, yeah, intimacy does not mean that it has to be full on sex, right? And you don't just wait until the urge comes back, but you bring it back through structured time container, like little touch rituals, non-sexual, and then that can open up the pleasure channel. Because as you said, it's like you've just pushed, or, in my case, I had 3 cesareans. I
Yeah.
had 2 boys and then twin girls, so I kind of cheated.
Oh.
Only had to go through it 3 times. But still, there's like, you're full of hormones and you're like, anything but that,
I
where is it going to lead to?
I know, absolutely. And the thing is, I think you can be one of 2 ways. You can have your baby and you can feel so connected with your partner
Yeah.
that you want nothing more than to rip their clothes off.
Mhm.
Or you can go the opposite way and you can be so touched out and so like, no, I am a milk machine. Like that is my only job.
I
Don't come
remember
near
those
me.
days.
Yeah, it's literally one of 2, isn't it? Like, yeah.
And probably 5,000 other ones in between. But
Well,
it's
yeah.
like, yes, let's think about the extremes where it's like, no, you might have been cut or you've had some kind of traumatic birth experience because, I deal with a lot of trauma that not only happens then, but also like way before. And having an experience as a birth can actually bring up some earlier trauma that you may have had at one point. So, which then, tells you is like, yo, no, I don't want anyone touching my body except for maybe the
Yeah.
baby where I'm bonding with. And also recognizing that that's okay too. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that, but just to give yourself a little breath, right?
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we're like pushing ourselves like, okay, I got to get back into my clothes. I got to do this, that. I remember having, Elle McPherson was one of the moms in my class with my eldest son, and she had a baby, and I had my twin girls at the same time, and I was still like beached whale, and she was back into her clothes. And I remember talking to her and her partner, and she's like, "Well, listen, this is what I do. I'm known as the fucking body, so I need to get back into shape." But then also became really honest about how tough it was for her to be in
Mm.
the press, to be seen that she always had to do a certain thing. And this is where
Yeah.
I'm like, mothers, please, you've just gone through 9 months of your hormones being up and down in the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Give yourself a frigging break.
I know.
So breathe for a
And
moment.
just find the beauty in your new body. Like this new, what is just done is incredible. Like
Isn't it a miracle? I mean,
giving
honestly,
birth.
let's just take a moment.
I
You
know.
know that they've injected men with female hormones when they have their period. And the men were like, get this out of me. I cannot stand it. I can't, my emotions are all over the shop.
Because
So
women are incredible.
if we're just honest, that studies have not been taking place on female bodies until very recently, 2016. The female anatomy was not mapped properly. And I want you really just to recognize this, that until that time, all the tests have been done on men. They don't
Yeah.
realize how, I mean, yes, people do realize how incredible this female body is, but I really just want to anchor that in for your listeners.
Yeah,
It's like you
absolutely.
have just performed something which is miraculous. This
Absolutely.
body of yours is like, give it a little pat,
Yeah.
Sometimes just your own self-touch. I got on stage the other day and I was leading women in Tunbridge Wells in this charity, about 75 women, through a self-touch ritual and a
Wow.
self-touch dates. And they're like, whoa, what is this? So I just got on stage. I'm like, hey, are you ready to have a self-touch date? And everyone's like, I'm like, are you a little bit nervous here? And they're like, yeah. I'm
Oh,
like, okay, we're not talking about the clitoris right here.
no.
I'm going to take you just through a little self-touch thing on the
Yeah.
inside of your wrist, because that has a lot of nerve endings as well. And people aren't knowing that parts of our body actually has a lot of nerve endings. And we're so used to
Just
possibly
associate.
receiving touch in a certain way, which might be your partner's way into pleasure. Or
Yeah.
which may just be because you've got no time. It's like, come on, quickie, the baby's asleep, so let's do 3
Yeah.
minutes of like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And
Yeah.
that loads into the body. And then the body at one point just says, I don't want any more of that.
No, no. And the thing is, like, it's even one small thing the other day that my husband done. He won't mind me sharing, hopefully. In fact, I don't care. I'm sharing it. We were laying in bed and we were just hugging, and he was telling me how beautiful I was, and he was like stroking up and down my arm, like telling me how gorgeous my body is, and that is so sexy to me. It's like the small things that actually mean the biggest. And that I was like, I'm ready now. I'm happy to do it. But actually, I was so touched out before that. It's that small
Yeah.
thing that took 10 seconds that actually made me right. I'm ready. I'm raring to go. Um,
But
it's
it is that. And I remember having Fern McCann and her partner here. They came for ITV came with, there's a whole
I
crew.
love that.
And yeah, we're doing stuff at
How
my
nerve
house.
wracking.
And I remember telling them, I said, hey, do you know that it takes 40 minutes for a woman to be engorged enough, for penetration? And she's like, yeah. And his answers is like, really? I was like, yeah. And you didn't, of course, didn't see what happened off camera, but I was like, the crew and I were like, wow. Um, anyway, I will leave that, but and it doesn't mean that everyone is like this, but Esther Perel talks about it. It's like foreplay starts the moment that the actual sexual act stops. So that means asking each other questions. This is why I always say touch and intimacy comes back through structure. So I tell all my couples, it's like 1 day a week, 15 minutes, you do the communication cards. And by the way, your listeners are getting a massive discount. My
I
daughter
love
has
it.
made an app, so you have it on your app,
Oh, wow.
15 minutes, structure. So no, it's not going to go on forever. Your mind then knows, okay, for 15 minutes, we're doing this. There's just one way that we can answer. Thank you. When they've understood, clarify that if they, say, hey, didn't get that, or summarize that if people go on and on and on. No, you want
Yeah.
one answer per turn. And then you go really deep. Like, and the questions like, tell me, what does sex mean to you? And people are like, that's really simple. But I'm like, but have you ever asked each other? Like, no.
What, you
And
have
then
to give
after
one word
50,
answer to that?
just one answer saying, tell me what sex means to you. And then you'll say, I don't know, tell me, let's do it.
I
Tell me
can
what sex means to you.
love.
Thank you. I say thank you only, you see? And then you ask it to me, tell me what sex means to you.
Tell me what sex means to you.
It means for me, the physical act is holding each other and really getting deep into each other's bodies.
That's more than one word.
No, it doesn't need to be one word, it needs to be
Oh,
one act.
okay.
And
Okay.
then
Well,
you say thank you,
okay.
and then we go back and forth like
I
that.
love
And so
that.
you excavate it. It's like I call it clearing the pipe. So you just go one layer after one layer after one layer, and you don't have to agree with what the other person says. You don't have to even like it.
I
But
love
after
it.
15 minutes, it's like, oh my God, I've actually been able to say this without him trying to fix me or without him agreeing or interjecting saying that I'm wrong. And all
Yeah,
of a sudden that opens up, just like you were saying, like your husband said that you were beautiful. This and that.
I
All of a
know.
sudden it's like, oh my God, I'm being seen, heard, and
Yeah,
understood. So that's the first thing, 15 minutes of that. And
yeah.
then I say, have a structured touch dates. So I'll give your listeners also access to my 10 touch rituals. And one
Oh,
of my videos on Instagram has gone viral. It's gotten over 1 million hits in all its different
wow.
forms. And Alex, my partner, with his guitar nails, yes, he's a classical guitarist, so he's got
Oh,
long nails, and he's just stroking my jaw and my throat and and I'm just like receiving it and really like going into it. So I'm fully clothed. He's fully clothed. It is non-sexual touch. And I'm getting people in my DM saying, God will strike you down. And don't you think this is too intimate for Instagram? And I'm like, hmm. Anyway, so how to do that. And it's
yeah,
actually how to ground into yourself so that you can receive it and only do it for 3 minutes because that's probably the most you can. And you see me
yeah,
like little erupting with laughter at the end because that's it, right? This little frisson in your body goes, oh, too
yeah.
much, like, so I just like burst out laughing and people
Oh,
recognize it. They're like, oh, we've had that before. There's so much sensation coming through your body that you
yeah.
just have to erupt somewhere.
Wow. It's
So
like it's no, it connects so deeply in with nervous system, doesn't it? And as a mum,
completely.
nervous system is like you're like this baby needs me, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do the dishes, and I've got to do the bottles, and
But
ooh,
that's it. But can you let yourself receive? And your husband will probably be very happy to learn how to do this. I mean, my DMs are full of men wanting to learn how to do this. How do I do this for my wife? Oh my God, she's been like this. I approach her and she's just distant. I'm like,
oh.
yeah, this is
But
how
how
we do it.
nice of them to reach out to you and actually want to make a change, because
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
people will they'll go into like the victim mentality and be like, oh, she probably doesn't want to be with me anymore. And then your relationship starts breaking down. And actually, the people that reach out and they gain help and support are the ones that, win.
It's been really beautiful because the last few months, it's like all these men are showing up in my DMs. All these men are commenting on my reels. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't work. Like when I say, lead her stay, ask her this instead, and then I give them one of the prompts. And then they come back and they're like, oh, we actually tried it. Yeah, it did work. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, it's yeah, this is not scientific. It's been tried. It's not,
Yeah.
the cards are from a dyad. That's not even my own thing, that
Yeah.
Charles Bernard did over 20,000 hours
Wow.
of work on this. So it's been proven scientifically that this really helps people connect.
I love that. So, what
And
common things do you see with mums that come to you? Like, what are their
they feel that they're guilty. Can't have it. First of all, that's the first thing,
really like
right?
not worthy of it?
Ooh, hello.
Oh,
Um, not that they're not worthy of it, but they're like, I'm so busy. I don't want to make time for this.
yeah,
Or then it's like he doesn't know how to touch me anymore. Or I just feel like everything always just leads to one thing.
yeah.
And I don't know how to ask him how to change.
Oh,
Or then what I get now, a little bit later when the kids are a bit older, it's like, you know what? It's always the same way. And he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to have sex as much as I do.
yeah.
Which is normal. In the beginning, it's like the men want to have sex much more. And then in the end, it's just like they've gotten to a point
So
where
good.
they've tried and tried and tried so that they don't even try anymore because they're so afraid of being
Oh,
rejected.
that's
And this is why I just say,
crazy.
please stop with the touch that leads to something.
Yeah.
Really just make it one day a week, or 10 minutes a week that you do your 15-minute prompts one day a week.
Yeah.
Then you do a touch ritual between 3 and 10 minutes
Yeah.
a week, and just do this for 21 days, see where you get to. All of a sudden it's like her nervous system has all of a sudden realized, it's like, oh, he's staying. I
Yeah.
can receive this kind of safe touch
Yeah.
without it having to lead to something immediately.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like it's so often like the kids will go to bed, we'll sit on the sofa and we'll be opposite sides of the sofa on our phone. And like sometimes, we'll cuddle in and like they're the times where you do feel deeply connected. And it's just bringing back that connection. It doesn't need to be long, just
It
five
doesn't need to be
minutes.
huge. But
No.
that's it, right? Can you just bring, if you think about all the oxytocin and the serotonin and
Yeah,
all these incredible chemicals that we make naturally, right? The body.
exactly.
It's often because of new things. So people think like, oh, we need new toys, or yeah, like I always say this story is like, I had this couple and they're like, oh yeah, sex is waned. But every time that I put on my fireman's hat, she really likes it. It's hot. But then like after 2, 3 weeks it waned. It's like, okay, well then I've got to go and get my fireman's, jacket. And then she really likes it. And it's hot. And it's like, we're into it. And then it's like, oh, we got to bring in floggers or the this or the that. It just like add it instead of actually taking all of that away, and see where you can hone it down to be
Yeah,
much softer and lighter and off the body. And we use a lot of toys and tools and suction and
yeah,
on the clit, and it's just a clitoral orgasm, which is not as deep as if it's in your whole
full
body.
body.
So,
Yeah,
so, so I just say, listen, let's just put all of that away for a moment, for 1 month. No,
yeah,
none of that. And they're like, really? Like, yes. Because let's bring the body back online, that you can actually
yeah,
feel everything. It's sensationful. Sometimes
yeah,
it's not comfortable, but it's a hell of a lot of sensation running through your body. And once
yeah,
you can start to cultivate that, that's it, right? We just need to bring capacity back
yeah,
again. And if
absolutely.
you've just given birth, that's all a little bit numb down there. So,
Yeah,
if you can just have your partner even just press your vulva, right? Just
yeah,
like, and even yourself, can you like start touching
yeah.
what does
Oh,
it
that
feel like?
I love it when
Touch your
you
back?
you press down on your arms. It just grounds you, doesn't it? Like,
Completely. And also it's like ground, like maybe squeeze your arms a little
mm,
bit.
it's lovely.
Squeeze your legs.
Yeah,
Breathe in and breathe
and
out. And
breathe.
relax. Oh my God, right?
Most
Unclench that butthole and breathe.
Yes, we don't breathe because we're so high alert. It's now your kids are older, Juliet. Do you find that your sex life is much better? Like when you were a mum, like in the early days, did you find it
When
was?
I was a mom, I've got no idea how I had 4 kids in under 3 years' time, because I'm like, how the hell? My husband traveled all the time, but
Yeah.
somehow, and four miscarriages in between as well, right?
Oh
So it's
my
like,
God.
so yeah, somehow we made time for it. I remember what you were saying about being the milk machine. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
smelled like sour milk. I was twice my size. I just felt like a beach whale and just didn't feel attractive. So it was
No,
like,
yeah.
yeah, darkness, lights out, let's do it then. And then for me, it was also, it's like, let's bring in more toys, more tools, more this, because it just didn't feel great. And of course, I remembered my date rape much later and understood why my body was so braced. So those are just little things. It's like, oh, where are you kind of like going away from sensation? If
Mm,
I'd known a lot of the stuff that I know now, yeah, it would have been a very different ball
yeah.
game. But that's it, right? It's like, oh, okay. So now I've gone through all of that. I've learned all of that. So I help other women live through it. And I'm like, hey, even the way that someone has looked at you, or, the way that you start hunching because someone's looked at your breasts in a way that felt uncomfortable, or an uncle touched your side and you're like,
Yeah.
that all loads into the body. And that's like a
Yeah.
beautiful thing that your husband can ask you, or even like with girlfriends saying, hey, tell me what I need to know about you and your body.
Yeah. Because touch definitely can feel overwhelming. I know even now I'm 6 years on from breastfeeding, and,
Yeah.
like, even now my boobs, like, if my husband goes near my boobs, it just feels horrible. Not because I'm like, "They're not yours to look at or to touch or anything, like, I don't want you to go near them because they're my babies." That's not that. It
Yeah.
just feels horrible. And I don't that's probably quite common with a lot of mums, to be fair, because I think they've just not felt like your property for so long.
And the beauty is that's where you can start bringing sensation back to your like, start having a relationship with your body again.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I do in my programs, I take people through a mirror exercise,
Mm,
and to let it rip, you know?
mm.
Strip down naked as much as feels comfortable, and then just look at every part of your body and criticize it because we have this inner critic inside, right?
Yeah, we
It tells
do.
us, "Oh my god, look at the flabby arms and the this and the
I know,
that, the
what an
stretch mark
arsehole.
and the saggy boobs, etcetera, etcetera," and let it just rip because it's there anyway. And
Yeah,
once you voice it, it's like cleaning the pipes. It's a bit like the communication method, right?
yeah,
Where you just voice it, and then the next step is like, "Oh, but what has this done for you?" It's like, "This is breastfed 4 babies. Oh my god."
yeah,
And then can you start bringing in a little bit of self-touch? Even sometimes it's just holding.
yeah.
But, we've been told that that's wrong. Like,
Mm.
one of my daughters, so I've got 2 boys and then twin daughters. So one of my daughters always had her hand on her pussy, right? On her vulva, on the top, and wasn't doing anything with it, but it was just that felt really comfortable. And I remember when she went to nursery, the teachers there said, "Oh, you can't do that," and just made it like a big deal, like it was wrong. I'm like, "She's not doing anything, she's holding it. She's holding it in her waistband, and it's slightly
Yeah.
on her pussy," right? But it's like, what have we been conditioned
They've
that is okay and
sexualized
that's not?
her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very strange that they'd tell her she couldn't do that. It's her body. She
Yeah, but I think they're just
shouldn't
saying,
pull
"Well,
her
that's not
pants down and show her their
that's not appropriate for
Yeah,
school." But if we think about it, we've all known how to soothe ourselves. My
yeah,
eldest son used to suck his thumb and then play with his earlobe.
holiday.
And the
Oh,
earlobe is great because that's what I actually teach people to for their um, nervous system to come back on board. Sometimes it's just going all the way down your earlobe,
is it because of the
rubbing it.
nerve endings again? So
Yeah, and
it's
it's
like,
also where your vagus nerve starts. They're
yeah,
just right under it. So anything that you can just do to kind of like have soft
stimulating her
touch, stimulate that, then go down your
down her
neck
neck.
like that. And just little things like that. It's like, "Oh, I have a body that I can touch myself, not sexually even." And then maybe later I do want to, but
Yeah,
to start with normal touch for a moment,
I
non-sexual
love
touch.
that.
And then that's what brings it in, right? It's like, how often do we just put on like cream, like hand cream, right?
Yeah, we
And we
don't.
just quickly put it on and like, "Okay, done. All right, they're not
Yeah.
that too."
We're all in such a
What
rush.
about just actually
It's like a ritual.
smelling it, putting it ritualize your
Ritual.
life, your
Yes.
touch. This is exactly
Romanticize.
it.
Yeah. That's why I always if I see a nice mug that I want, I'm buying it because I have a cup of tea every day and I want
Yes.
to feel nice. It's the small things. My husband, when he walks through and he's got my like cream, I'm like, here we go, I'm getting a foot rub. It's like these things. It's the small things. The
But
small
those are the things that keep connection. And those are the things
Absolutely.
that keep connection, and
Absolutely.
that's like what I said, as Perel says, it starts the moment you leave
Yeah.
the bedroom. But that's it, right? He gets the cream out. Like, I sit here and I'll put my feet on Alex and he'll like, either like clean them a little bit or get the cream out and massage them. And it's
Yeah.
how can you touch each other in a way that doesn't need to lead anywhere, but that actually shows the love? Because
Yeah.
so often it's a 2-second peck on the cheek saying, "Okay, bye, darling. Love you."
Yeah.
Instead of actually like he comes home and yes, the kids might be pulling on you, but just take that 7 or 10 seconds to melt into him and to give him a proper kiss, a proper hug, because that releases all those
Yeah.
oxytocin and
And it's so good for the
feel
kids to see
good.
it as well. Like, I know me, personally, my mum and dad, they didn't really kiss or hug in front of me. But I think it's really important to kiss and hug in front of your kiddies.
And that's such a good question. I'm working with this couple who wants to get pregnant, and he comes from quite a religious background and good, so it feels uncomfortable talking about things. And I'm like, well, these are things that you do want to square away before you start having any kids. Like, tell me, what does it feel like if, the kids see us naked? How do you feel about that? What does
Yeah.
intimacy mean to you? What do public Tell me, what do public displays of affection, how does that come up? How do you feel about that? Just it's not for wrong or right, but you start to ask each other questions that you may have never asked each other before.
Yeah. Yeah, I know for me, my kids see us both naked. I walk around the house naked, but I think it's good. It's
Yeah,
good. They ask me questions, and Nellie will say things. Well, how come this is different to mine? And she'll ask me good questions.
great.
I'm like, this is brilliant.
But isn't it? I
Yeah,
remember moving here from Geneva, and I was asking my husband's cousin, like, so I had the 2 boys, and that was easy, Willies,
yeah,
that was like, "Okay, Willies, we like it. Willie's a
yeah.
good name," but then I had the twin girls, and I'm like, "So what do you call it?" And she said, "Oh, we call it a front bottom." I'm like, "You what?" "You call it a front bottom?" And I remember when I was talking to a journalist, I was just like, I was so confused. How are our girls going to understand that that's your front bottom and that's your back bottom? I'm like,
Yes,
can we just be real and actually talk about what it's called? And for years it's been called the vagina, which is also wrong because that's just the
inside.
inner canal inside, right? And that pisses me off because that you kind of think, well, whose pleasure is that, right? Because most of us don't get so much pleasure with just penetration. We're going on a
Yeah.
whole different topic here.
Oh my God.
But it's like, listen, can we actually just talk about what women's anatomy is?
Yeah.
What do you want to call it? Like, and then I got to be quite good friends with Mama Gina, who wrote Pussy, the book, and it's like,
Yeah.
and I remember it's like, oh my God, being so triggered that people would call it pussy. I'm like, oh my God, and then once you come over that, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, why not? You can go to pussy, you can go to this, but like, let's just not call it a front bottom because
Yeah.
it's
Front
just
bottom.
damn confusing.
I love it. That's so funny. So obviously we've touched on kind of finding yourself again, being able to reconnect with your partner. Like, is there anything that you would say to a mum right now that has just had a baby? Say she's 6 weeks down the line, right? She's cleared. The GP have said, yeah, you can do it, and she's still feeling like, no, I can't. What would you say to her?
I would definitely say start with doing 10 days of touch rituals every day.
Every day.
I'll send you the
I'm gonna
the link, and your listeners can have
yeah,
it for free. And actually just see, where does your body also like, and start listening to your body because
yeah.
you're frigging tired half the time. Yeah, so do these, look at them, and just like, sometimes it is just a 3-minute hug.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like, can I have the hand on my chest for a moment?
yeah,
Sometimes it is just like, listen, can we just have conversation, even if it's a 3 minute? We don't have 15 minutes.
yeah, I get it.
But completely, I would say, start bringing in a little bit of self-touch, non-sexual. Just, how can you take 2 minutes putting in the cream? Yeah,
Yeah,
your self-care. Yeah, I know that people talk about self-care, but it's so often it just feels like another box to tick.
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah,
And get your husband on board if you do want to have, a date morning or whatever. It's like the baby is asleep now. Think about things like setting up your room. Yeah,
yeah,
if you're going to be noticing like the dirty nappies in a corner or his socks there, it's a lot of people, it turns them off.
yeah,
Right? Just things like that. It's like, can you set up your space in a way that, put a candle on or whatever it is for you? Can you both go and take a shower together?
yeah,
Shower time is probably one of the best ways that I say, get a woman ready. take a
Mm.
shower with her, maybe soap her up a
Wash
little
together.
bit.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
that often, that and putting on one song together already is so
Enough.
much that's like, "Oh my god, this is great." And kissing.
Yeah, kissing, so nice. I
Kissing
always
like
say to
you
my
really want
husband,
it.
if I lay down in bed, and not saying that it has to be in bed, but if I lay down and I think I'm not ready and say he's hugging me and that sort of stuff, what I say is, "Can we just breathe together?" And
Yeah,
we just breathe for like 3 minutes together, in for
yeah,
4, out for 8, and it just resets.
completely. Resets your nervous system, right?
And I can
Absolutely.
orgasm so much better if I breathe.
Yeah, there's a whole sex magic stuff that we can do, different
Yeah.
breathing, different movements. I mean, absolutely. Breathing is great. And we also start mirroring each other.
Yeah.
So the breathing will start to coordinate, and all of a sudden you'll start to like interact with each other, or the energy will start to exchange. And
Mm.
sometimes it's just looking at each other without saying anything, and then just breathing in, breathing out. And you'll start to notice that your bodies start to mimic each other. Like one goes forward, one goes back, the other one goes forward, back a bit. And it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
almost like in that yap yum where you see people like straddling each other.
Yeah,
They
I
do
saw
that.
that. Yeah, and you like forehead to forehead,
Yeah.
the lady's on, like, over and you're not doing anything, but you can do it naked, right?
Oh, you
And
can
they're
do it
just
naked, you can do it with clothes
breathing.
on, but yeah, it definitely it's the breath, the breathing, and the movement as well, and then, of course,
Yeah,
you can start bringing in sound. All of that's tantra, right? Where you,
yeah,
like, bring breath, movement, sound. You start
yeah.
bringing the chi, the orgasm, you bring that all up through your body.
So
And you can
interesting.
do that together, and then it can be explosive without actual penetration. There
Wow.
there's I
Never
mean,
heard of
it's
that
it's
before.
such a big, it's such a big arena.
Amazing. And obviously you said that a lot of the ladies that you work with as well have trauma. Is that specifically birth trauma or is it all sorts? Like,
I think specifically the people that come to me are often pre-verbal.
okay.
And so it's before the age of 2, before the age of 7, that
Wow.
they've had no idea about, and all of a sudden the body and the psyche is ready for it. I'm also a hypnotherapist, EMDR therapist, so I know how it works. And I had it myself as well. I completely blanked that I got date raped when I was 18. Didn't know during my marriage until one day in BDSM class, I was getting physically hit in between my shoulder blades, and I could just feel my body start to shake, and I knew something was about to erupt. So I asked the teacher, I'm like, "Something's coming through. It's about to, come out." And she's like, "Okay." And they just kept going, kept going, kept going. And like wailed and cried and laughed, and it was like this massive explosion, almost like a volcano erupting, and
Yeah.
everything came back, like the images, the thoughts, everything came back. And I was like, "Whoa." Um,
Wow.
but this is what the subconscious does. It keeps things hidden until your body feels safe enough to let it go.
Absolutely. That's honestly why I do what I do as well, because so many ladies are going into birth or going into pregnancy absolutely terrified
Yeah.
of birth. But the same with sex. It
Oh,
shouldn't be
completely.
something that we are completely terrified of. But the fact, like social media and the way that people perceive birth and the way that it's spoke about. Like one of my clients yesterday said that her partner said that birth is disgusting. And I was like, and her
That's it.
partner has
Pretty
said that to her.
much.
Can you imagine how that now makes her feel going into birth? So
Oh.
I know. And that's exactly why I do what I do, like to help ladies connect back to their body and their baby and the incredible journey that's happening. If we can just trust, birth flows so much smoother. And the same with sex.
And that's it, right? And if we
Mm.
really just really tap into our yeses and our nos, and
Yeah.
and this is what I teach. One of the first thing I did, like, where's your yes? How does it feel in your body? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, stand up, let's do some kinesiology. Like, stand up, ask yourself a question. Is my name Megan? What happens to your body? Do you go left, right, forward, backwards, whatever it is for you? Do you tighten? Do you expand? You'll feel it.
Mm.
And then just keep asking yourself yes questions. And then all of a sudden ask yourself no questions. And you'll notice what happens in your body then. And they're like,
That's
oh
so
my
interesting.
God, my body knows this? I'm like, yeah.
I've never ever looked into kinesiology. Do you recommend it?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I think definitely so many of us say yes to something
Oh
instead of
yeah.
no. So one of my ways of doing it is like, can you say no for one day to most things? And they're like,
That's
what do you
hard.
mean?
Yeah.
That's like, it's really hard. Or how often do we say no, but because, yeah? It's like,
Mm.
oh, yeah, Megan, can you take over my shift at school? And you'll be like, no, because. It's just like, no, no, thank you.
Yeah, why do we have to
It's
validate why we've said no?
soften it for someone else. Well, actually, it's just like, no, it doesn't suit me. And I mean, gosh, I remember being on the PTA and stuff, and how often I would say yes just to please others, and not really consciously about it. But then I'd be kind of like resentful. It's like, man, I'm spending a lot of time doing other people's things.
I know, I will never be the mum to be in the PTA. Praise the Lord for you because, yeah, that's hard work. I see the mums in the PTA. I'm like, you girls need a medal. Hard work.
Yeah.
They
But
really are.
also with your kids, right? How often do you say yes? And while sometimes, I mean, I know that I taught them it's like yes but at the same time, it's also really good for them to hear a no, saying no, that
Yeah,
doesn't work. And not
yeah,
like no because this and that, but just like no, today it's a no.
I love it.
And they learn that a no is actually not a rejection, but it's just like, oh, okay, you can get yes and you can get no. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I love that. So, the moral of this whole podcast is basically to bring back connection. It doesn't have to be penetration, having sex. It's just small things to paint a bigger picture.
I would definitely say yes. Bring back non-sexual touch before you go into penetration so that your body is actually ready for it.
Amazing. So before we end the podcast, Juliette, you're going to give the followers a discount code to your cards, did you say, which is an app?
I am. Yes, I have the physical cards.
Amazing. So what
But
I'll do is
I also have an app, so I'll give you the app on. Yeah, it lives on your phone. It looks exactly the same as that. So
amazing.
I'll
That's
give you a discount code for that, and then we'll send you the 10 touch
10
rituals
touch.
with also discount code so that they can get going with this. They've got two
Amazing.
things down, in their pocket. Start.
I love that. And honestly, go follow Juliette. I'm going to leave her Instagram in the show notes. Go follow her because, yeah, I always watch your stuff. It's so good. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. And yeah, maybe we'll do more.
Thank you for having me. I know this can go on for years, right?
I
We
know.
have so much to talk about.
Thank you so much. And yeah, speak soon.